Hey, welcome back to the Unbiased Room. Another episode of Saturday Morning Madness. Get
Yes,
into
sir.
some of these games, man. Last week was crazy. Ron went on a run. He went 12-2 last week, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and share the standings with y'all right now so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so if you
Hell
see,
no.
Vic and Ron are tied up in third place. Ron with the comeback with a poor performance last week. But I can't talk too much, man, because I'm only one game above y'all, right? And then Ed remains in first place at 61-31.
I gotta say though, to go 12-2 would still be a last place.
Hey,
Yeah, that's
he had
crazy.
to climb out of that hole, man. The first
Yeah.
6 weeks for Ron was rough.
Yeah.
Man.
I'm
It
coming for that
was
first place,
rough.
man. I'm coming for first place.
That's crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna see. All right, so these games this week, man, we got some big ones.
All right.
So game one, we have Oklahoma is traveling to Rocky Top. Vic, what you got?
So this one is gonna be a tough game. I was going back and forth with this one. Tennessee, a high-powered offense with Oklahoma's a shutdown defense. They was pretty much held Ole Miss in check for most of the game. I mean, Ole Miss left some things out there, but Oklahoma played pretty well against Ole Miss. But I'm gonna give the edge to Tennessee with the win. I think they're gonna get the win at home, and I think they'll be moving on around. So I got Tennessee with this one.
Okay.
So I'm with you on the Tennessee pick. I think they look really lost on offense, man. There's some times where they just couldn't get a 5 yards, 4 yards, to keep it going, man. So I'm gonna take Tennessee. They're at home. That's the advantage. I do think it's gonna be a closer game, but I'm taking Tennessee at home.
All right. And I got Tennessee as well. I think it's kind of like the same scenario that I said last week with Ole Miss, is that at the end of the day, Tennessee has a high power offense. You got Joey Aguilar, who's one of the top passers in the nation. I just don't see Oklahoma having the firepower to keep up with them offensively. I think they find the ways to score. And like I said, I'm going with Tennessee, big over Tennessee. I mean, a big over Oklahoma. I'm sorry.
Big win. Anybody know the spread on that game right now?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Right now it's Tennessee 3.5.
Okay, so if there was a neutral site, that game would be even. Well, everything y'all mentioned, man, was legit. One of the things I'm struggling with, not saying, that Oklahoma's a bad team. I just think that I watched Joey Aguilar, in these big games make some mental mistakes, right?
Yeah, sure.
Turnovers at bad times, a fumble, like bad interceptions, man. I don't think that, in the game versus Georgia, right? We'll go there. He had 2 turnovers in critical moments, right? And Georgia's defense is not that good, right? They're decent, but they're not world beaters. Oklahoma has a much better defense. So with Tennessee having a lack of a run game, right, they really depending on Joey Aguilar's arm. And I don't know if, they're gonna just run it up on OU, right? Because Ole Miss didn't. And Ole Miss has the same thing. They have really good offense. And they weren't able to run it up, the way people thought they would. Because OU, again, even though they set Rocky Top, their defense is still good. So I'm gonna go Tennessee, but by the 3.5.
About a 3.5.
I'm taking Tennessee to cover barely, man. Barely.
Yeah, I just think Tennessee offense gonna overpower. Will just
Yeah.
get more plays and
Yeah.
opportunities than Oklahoma defense.
And, I'm looking at, like I said, Joey Aguilar. He has 18 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Mateer, I know he was hurt, but only 8 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, man. They just don't have the offense to keep up, man.
And Mateer started out good, man, but what I've noticed, because you think about, right, those touchdowns came against not good competition, right? He has some on the ground, but his decision making, we're starting to see that his decision making is not the best. Because watching that Ole Miss game, he left points on the field, man, where he should have hit some wide open receivers and strive for touchdowns, man. And he's
Yep.
throwing into double coverage, man. Take the check down. wide open. The running back would have had, I don't know, 50 yards ahead of him, man. They running these long developing routes, and you trying to throw in a double coverage, just bad decision making. But he's going to be the reason that they lose this game. Tennessee's defense is not that great, so I'm not going to say that, but his decision making is going to cost them this game.
Tennessee's defense is pretty decent now. They are one of the top teams in the nation in sacks, man.
Whatever about everything else.
Okay. I'm just
You know
saying
what I mean?
they've
Run
had
defense, pass
they had
defense.
injuries. They had injuries on the back end. Their
Yeah.
front seven is legit.
Next game, Miami is finally leaving the damn state. About time. And they going to Dallas to take on SMU. Vic, who you got?
SMU kind of been disappointing this season. I thought they was gonna get on to what they had last year and take off from there. But it kind of had a false start from that. But I got Miami. I don't think Miami is really like that, but I just think they're a little bit better than SMU. I think it will be close and SMU will have a chance to win the game. But I give it to Miami with getting it done. Finally leaving the state of Florida to play. But
Okay.
yeah, I got Miami.
I don't got.
Ron, why don't you go next, man? We'll let Ed go last, man, since this is
What my
team.
hater, man?
So I would go with Miami, but I think they struggle a lot, man. They haven't been on the road really. One of the things that I like about Miami, though, man, is they got a lot of talent. I think Cristobal has them playing pretty well. I'm worried about SMU. And I looked at their victories, and they're beat Syracuse, they beat Stanford, they beat Clemson, but then they lost on a last-second field goal to Wake Forest, right? So I just kind of wonder, I think this game against Miami kind of determines how their season is going to kind of go. Are they going to end up in a high-tier bowl? Or are they going to end up in a lower-tier bowl? I think they give Miami a lot, but I think Miami wins in the end. So I'm going with Miami, with Malachi Tony being the deciding factor.
Yeah, I agree, man. Malachi Tony, he is definitely a game changer for them. They struggled early with Stanford, which I was super surprised by. And they end up turning around. They end up, fixing some things and end up blowing Stanford out, right? But SMU also beat Stanford 34-10. What Miami team shows up? It is going to be the Miami team because because they have a decent quarterback at SMU, right? He's quick, he's shifty, he's fast, and he has a decent arm, right? So what team shows up? Is it a team that showed up versus Louisville and just got absolutely embarrassed at home? Or is it going to be the team that showed up versus Notre Dame, how they started out the season and was playing great on both sides of the ball, right? Is Ruben Bain going to show up? Who knows? So, but I'm going Miami. I just don't trust what SMU was doing. They lost last week to Wake Forest 13-12. But again, Miami, this is their first time leaving the state of Florida, so we'll see.
Y'all done? Anything else?
Yeah, man. It's on you.
Listen, man. So Carson Beck had the worst game that you could have as a quarterback. I mean, that was terrible in that loss against Louisville. So I get it. I get the hate. And then that slow start, I was worried for about 2.5 seconds because I'm like, what the? And then they put it together, man. Miami does need to get more. I don't know. Some of the offensive plays, man, look like it's very straightforward, very like we're going to run to the right. And you can see it from the get go, right? They're going to have to do a little bit more creativity, I think, open the field up a little bit. Get Tony in some open space, man, because he can make some people miss. I'm taking Miami all the way against SMU. But it's going to be a good road test. SMU, it's going to be a good road test for Miami. We did travel to Tampa and to Tallahassee earlier in the year. So, if you know Florida, it's a long state. So it takes hours to get there. So Miami all the way, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you making that comment at the end, like the travel in Florida is great.
Hey,
I'm
man,
just,
it's 95.
I know, I'm here. I get it, but it's oh, man. All right. So everybody, man, that's a clean sweep. Everybody picked Miami. And everybody in agreeing today. Okay. Well, let's see if we keep this up. Last game on the slate. Number 9, Vandy, traveling to Austin to take on the Texas Longhorns. Vic, what you got?
I got Vandy. I don't think Vandy shit, but I got Vandy. I think Vandy's going to control the clock. I think they're going to fluster Arch Manning, even though I do see Arch slowly turning the corner and slowly becoming a better quarterback, and actually see Sark help him out a little bit and the rest of the team. There was a nice shootout against Mississippi State last week. Crazy comeback. Shout out to their special teams. But I think Vandy is on the high right now. Pavia and Coach Lee, they got a system that it works for them right now. I think they'll get the lead early and just run a system to keep the ball away and get more possessions in Texas. So I got Vandy. It won't be a blowout. I think it'll be like a field goal win, one possession win, but I got Vandy and horns down.
Hey, man, I'm taking Vandy as well. Arch Manning had to put it on his back. You know what I'm saying? He had to ball out. And I don't think he has it in him to do that week in and week out just yet. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be a close game. I'm giving the edge to Vandy, though, because I just don't see, I don't know, man, gut feelings. I don't think they'll pull off this one like they did last week.
Okay. All right. So I look at Vandy and I see that they lost to Bama, of course. They beat LSU, right? They beat Missouri, and I think they go to Texas, and I think they lose. I think that Texas has a pretty good defense, and I think that they, you kind of know what Pavia does, right? Like I said, they're a ball control offense. They like to hold on to the ball, 2 seconds left. I think that Texas has the better talent. I think they have a better coach, and I think they put it all together for this game because it's at home. It's at Texas.
The game at Texas?
It's at
Yeah.
Texas.
So yeah, Ron, man, I mean, obviously it's my team, but I agree with you. We have been on the road for the entire month, right? So we haven't been at home in a month. So our first game back at home, not like Miami, right? First game back at home, and
Hey,
yeah, our defense. So we kind of cracked the code on Pavia last year, right? Our defense does well for scrambling quarterbacks. I want to say he had 47 rushing yards versus us last year. He didn't do too much damage, right? And we won that game, right? Can't say the same for LSU this year, right? Struggled. I think that we beat them. Arch, though, may not be playing in the game, right? Right now, Arch is in a concussion protocol. But our backup, Matthew Caldwell, right? 6'5", 230, good arm. Sark can kind of bring back some of that RPO with him. I mean, this guy on 3 different occasions this year has come in the game for one play and, made some shit happen. So we get to see him for a full game. I'm guessing just because, if y'all know concussion protocol, man, there's so many steps and levels to clearing that. I don't think that Arch will be ready by Saturday because, listening to, I'm getting updates on this status. He wasn't at practice at all Monday or Tuesday. So that's not telling me that's not good, right? If he's not doing the baby steps, like, exercising without equipment, light work, there's so many steps to clearing concussion protocol. I don't think he's going to be available for Saturday, but I still think the team is in good hands. I got faith in our defense and in the special teams. So I think Texas win this game. Yeah. Double digits.
Y'all boys are cooked if Arch Manning don't play.
that is where y'all have the advantage of the special teams. I will say
Yeah,
that.
special teams legit. But yeah, I thought he
Is
practiced.
Caldwell playing in the
I
game?
just watched Vandy struggle last week with Missouri, man. Pavia, they shouldn't have won that game. They got
mean,
dominated in every statistical category versus Missouri, and
Mhm.
they still won. Now Missouri was on their third string quarterback, right? A
speaking
bit of
of,
bad luck.
Bama should never won that game last week either. But if Lenore Sellers ain't fumble, hey,
But he did. That's crazy. He fumbled, man. We can't say stuff like if he didn't fumble.
but you just said they should have lost the game, but they won.
So
Great
based
point.
on the statistical
Great point.
category, man, I ain't talking about nobody fumbling the ball and giving the
Hey,
game away.
But he did
is-
throw a Hail Mary that they stopped right at the like 1 inch line. Because they would have
Yeah.
tied the game up. They could have
Yeah.
tied the game up.
Mhm.
Missouri could have.
And then that's like me saying, Vandy, Missouri
But
should have
that's
went up.
coaching.
Bo Prabula, the quarterback, he fumbled on like the 2-yard line and gave the ball back to Vandy. So if he didn't fumble, Vandy, they could have lost. You know what I'm
Carson
saying?
Beck wouldn't have thrown 4 interceptions. It could have been,
Hey, brother, that's crazy work.
undefeated.
That's crazy work.
All right, let's get back on business,
Man.
man. Let's get back on track.
Back on business. All right, let's get into these quick picks, man. Quick picks.
All right.
Cincy versus Utah.
Utah.
Give me Cincy.
Cincy.
I am going Utah. Arizona State at Ames. Iowa State.
Is Levis back, the quarterback for Arizona State?
Love it.
You got Levitt?
Yeah.
Arizona State.
This is a tough one, man. Arizona State, though.
Yeah. Arizona State. Iowa State hung with BYU, but they lost it in the end. So I'm gonna rock with Arizona State.
You mean Iowa State hung with BYU?
Yeah, who I said?
You said Arizona State.
Yeah, I mean
Arizona.
Iowa State.
Hey,
my
Arizona
bad.
State got thumped last week, man.
Yeah, I meant
they
Iowa
did.
State.
And Arizona State was my Big 12 pick, man. I'm going Iowa State. Georgia versus Florida.
Georgia.
Go Dogs.
Yeah, Georgia big.
Yeah, I agree. Clean sweep. I'm going Georgia as well. South Carolina, Ole Miss.
Hey, South Carolina
This game is at Ole Miss, by the way, just to clarify.
is at Ole Miss. I got Ole Miss. Won't be easy, but I got Ole Miss.
I think I got
South Carolina, probably the toughest team we played in the last 5 weeks. I'm gonna go with Ole Miss, but I think they barely win though, about like 3.
Hey, man.
All right.
I'm going South Carolina with the upset.
Upset alert.
I can see that though.
Ohio State, Penn State.
Ohio State.
This will not be an upset alert. Ohio State.
Ohio State, but I think they don't blow them out. It's gonna be close. I'm gonna say 10 points or less.
Yeah, because right now Ohio State is favored by like 24, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
22,
but they playing
24.
at Penn State. They playing at Penn
Oh,
State.
shit. Yeah, I don't. It'll be tough. I'm going Ohio State, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be a 24-point victory.
Yeah, I don't either.
Indiana versus Maryland. Indiana is going to Maryland, by the way.
Yeah, man. Signetti got him playing good ball, man. Indiana.
Yeah, I'm going Indy. Georgia Tech at NC State.
I got Georgia Tech.
This is my upset alert. Taking NC State to surprise Georgia Tech.
I got Georgia Tech.
I got Georgia Tech too, but I do like NC State's quarterback. Louisville at Virginia Tech.
I got Louisville getting a dub.
And if a game could end in a tie, I would say just that, but I'll take Louisville.
I got Louisville.
All right, last but not least, Notre
you
Dame
got?
at Boston College.
Yeah,
I got
who you got?
Louisville.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got
dang.
Louisville.
Ghost picks.
Yeah.
Nah,
Notre
I
Dame
said I
ain't
had
going.
Louisville. Hey, Virginia Tech win. He be like, I said I had Louisville.
Yeah.
Listen, man, Virginia Tech don't even have a head coach right now. They fired their head coach. Why the hell I'm picking Virginia Tech?
Hey,
man?
they almost beat Cal the other night.
Who's
Cal
that?
was 5-3. I'm just throwing it out there, man.
With the ACC after dark, Sheesh.
They didn't almost beat Cal. They did beat Cal.
Shit. I knew it was something like that. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, they did beat Cal. Yeah, my bad. Notre Dame at Boston College. Go ahead, Vic.
Oh, I got Notre Dame.
Yeah, man. Fighting Irish.
Marcus Freeman fighting Irish.
Yes, Notre Dame. Too easy. All right, well, we're going to see how this week shake out, man. There's not too much different from my picks in here, man. This is really not a great week for college football, to be honest with you, competition-wise. We'll see how it all shakes out.
I think that following week gonna be a lot better, man.
I agree.
Yeah, a lot of upsets.
Yeah, man, I know.
But
Unless there's a lot of upsets this week. I'm hoping
Yeah.
NC State won, though. But
I figured that. That's terrible. Ed.
All right, man. Well, thanks for y'all for tuning in to the Unbossed Room every Saturday morning. Catch us here. Don't forget to like,
Yes, sir.
subscribe, leave a comment, tell a friend to tell a friend. Tell us how we doing.
Yes, sir.
peace.